my name is Mariah Lewis, and I am the Metadata Specialist for the Expanding Access to Biodiversity Literature Grant Project. Welcome to the BHL Pagination Walkthrough. Are you new to the Admin Dash? Please check out the Getting Started with the Admin Dash documentation or tutorial before getting started. Before we get started with trying it out, let's take a moment to go through an overview of pagination. What is pagination? Why should you paginate? How do you know when to paginate? And who has the responsibility to paginate? So what is pagination? Pagination refers to altering page metadata. This includes changing page numbers, changing page types, and adding volume-specific information. But why should we paginate? Being descriptive and accurate in our page metadata allows us to best serve our users as they navigate through the items. When you look at items and their page metadata, think about the users and how they will interact with the items. What information will help them find what they are looking for? Another important reason to paginate in BHL is because of article definition. Paginating ensures successful article definition. Without page numbers, batch article definition is likely to fail. Please note that manual article definition is not affected. When do you paginate? You must wait until the item is in BHL before you can assess whether it needs to be paginated or not. If you review the items once they are scanned and in BHL, you will be able to see if any page data is not clearly displayed. Another way to know when to paginate an item is when a user request comes into Gemini, our issue tracking system. So who is responsible for pagination? Metadata work, including pagination, is directly referenced in the BHL staff charge. Not only are BHL staff responsible for the digitization of items, but they are also responsible for discoverability and maintenance of content. Primarily, it is the responsibility of the contributing institution to ensure that any new content that it adds to the BHL conforms to BHL standards. However, it is the responsibility of all BHL staff to help enhance existing BHL metadata, regardless of where it originates. If you spot an error, make the change. If the contributor is not a BHL partner library, edit the metadata. If you are uncomfortable doing so, contact BHL staff. If it is an item contributed by a partner library, make the change. If you are uncomfortable doing so, contact the partner library. Keep track of these edits and communication via Gemini. Getting started, requirements and workflows. What will you need? You'll need an internet connection, a computer, a laptop or a desktop. These changes cannot happen on a mobile device. An administrative dashboard account, and the title and/or item ID of what you want to paginate. There are two primary options for paginating items in BHL. For now, we will name them the Item in Hand workflow and the Digital workflow. When using the Item in Hand method, you will be comparing the online book to a book or item in hand. Or, in other words, this will be used when you have access to a book that has been scanned. This answers questions you may have about how the book was put together. If there are missing pages, which sometimes happens, it will be easier to tell when working with a tangible object. If you do use this workflow, please be sure to use the book that was actually scanned at the Internet Archive and not just the same title. This is imperative as there are different editions for some publications and every book is different. The other option is to paginate the item without checking its original format. Essentially, you are paginating the item as a digital entity to reflect what users interact with. This is done for a number of reasons. Some items you are paginating may be from other institutions. You may be working from home or from another location where you do not have access to the original. And you may just not have access to the item. So now I'm going to show you how to make some changes in the admin dash. The admin dash, or administrative dashboard, is where you make edits. In Gemini, pagination falls under the portal edit component. Any edit made in the admin dash will change the way the things are displayed and or described on the BHL portal, which is also the BHL website. Within the admin dash, you will be focusing on the top center box, shown in the screenshot. As you can see, pagination is one of the options. The library functions box is all about making changes to the metadata in BHL. Edits made in the BHL admin dash are only reflected in the BHL portal. These changes will not be made anywhere else, including in IA. If you want an edit to be made in the Internet Archive, as well as the BHL portal, you must also edit the item in IA. However, the priority for pagination work is for BHL only. It is not required to update page metadata in IA. Should you wish to update page metadata in IA, please contact your local IA representative. To get started, you will go to this URL to log in to the admin dash. If you need an account, please use the register link. This is the login screen. The BHL admin dashboard also offers the ability to edit the page numbering for BHL content. Items entered outside of Macaw don't always have proper pagination. This is a common request from users, and this is a great way to participate in the BHL without digitizing. As you can see, there is a way to navigate to the Paginate this item button within an item record, which I will show you live in just a minute. This is the pagination module. To paginate an item, you must press the Lock for Editing button. This prevents multiple people from working on the pagination of the same item at the same time. You must also remember to unlock the item when you are done paginating for the day. Now, let's take a look at it together. Log into the BHL admin dash. If you need help or are new to the admin dash, please see the Getting Started guide. Select the pagination option under the Library Functions box. Enter the title ID that contains the item you wish to paginate. Our example will be item ID 60651 for the title Forest and Stream. There is one other way to navigate to this screen. If you return to the dashboard and look under Library Functions, select Titles. Add in the title ID, which will bring you to the title record within BHL. If you scroll to the bottom of this page, you will see a list of all of the items associated with this title. Click on the barcode URL and it will take you to the item record. At the bottom of this page, you will see a list of pages and a button that says Paginate this item. Click on Paginate this item and it will take you to the same screen. At the top, under Title, there's a drop-down menu next to Item. We're going to click it and you can see all of the different volumes you can choose to edit the page metadata for. In particular, we're going to work on volume 65. Scroll down and select Lock for Editing to enable the page metadata correction functions. Once you have locked an item for editing, you can begin making changes to the page level metadata. You can see an image of the page you are editing by clicking on the page icon in the column to the left of the sequence column. Sequence column numbers are image numbers, not page numbers. The image will display on the right-hand side. You can flip through all the scanned images in the book by using the up and down arrows in the book viewer on the right-hand side of the screen or via the scroll bar. Notice, though, that when you flip through the pages in the book viewer, the movement is not synchronized with the list of pages in the left window. To select a page to edit, click the checkbox to the left of the page icon. You can select one page or more than one page to edit at one time. All edits that you make will be applied to all the pages selected. To select multiple pages at once, choose from the following options. Select All, select None, select Inverse, or select Between. Select the desired pages to edit and click on the Page Type drop-down menu to choose the appropriate page type. You may then assign the page type to the page if there is no existing page type indicated, or replace the existing page type with the new page type. If you would like to add an extra page type, select the extra page type, click Assign, and the existing page type will be retained, while the new page type you selected will be added. To remove all page types from selected pages, press Clear All. Now let's take a look at some of the page types. First is Appendix, then Bibliography. Blank is used for any pages showing no actual content, for example, blank pages, end papers, shots of card holders, shots of folded foldouts, etc. Bookplate, cover, drawing, which is optional. Use this instead of illustration for pages with a drawing. Pages with both illustrations and drawings have both page types. Foldout. Please also assign text, illustration, or map depending on the nature of the foldout. Illustration. Used for full page plates and illustrations. Assigned to text pages that have illustrations in the body of the text. Index. Issue end, which is optional, used to indicate issue end for multiple pieces bound within an item. Issue start is also optional. Use this to indicate the issue start for multiple pieces bound within an item. Please use both of these if using one at all. List of illustrations, map, photograph. This is optional use instead of illustration for pages with a photograph. Pages with illustrations and photographs have both page types. Recto is used in rare cases, for example, archival materials, specimen, table, table of contents, text, title page. This is used as the thumbnail image for the item. It is also used as the item's landing page. And verso, which is also used in rare cases, for example, archival materials. Each page may have more than one page type. For example, the title page, which is both the title page and text. However, the BHL interface automatically suppresses the page type text if another page type is selected. You can assign page and/or plate numbers individually or to a range of pages with an increment of your choice. Page and plate numbers can receive a prefix, for example, page or plate. Select the pages you want to assign a page or plate number to, then click the ... button. This will bring up the indicated pages pop-up box. In the Indicated Pages pop-up box, type in a desired prefix that will display at the beginning of all text designations asserted. This is a good place to indicate prefixes like page or plate for full-page illustrations and plates. For plates, follow the same naming pattern as used in the actual item. For example, if the plates are named PL, you would reflect that in the prefix. Once you have indicated a prefix, you can indicate a numbering style, integers or various options for Roman numerals, to apply to a group of selected pages. Indicate the start value and increment you want the page numbering to increase by for each page. For example, if you have selected pages 5 through 15 and you want them to display as page 5, page 6, etc., we want to type in page into prefix, make sure the radio button style is selected, choose the integer option, enter 5 for start value, and the increment value at 1. Entering 1 as the increment will increase the numbering of each page by 1. Putting 2 as the increment will increase each page by 2. Thus, page 5, page 7, page 9, etc. To enter Roman numerals for page and plate numbers, choose the appropriate Roman numeral options. From the Style drop-down, and change the start value from the default Arabic numeral to the Roman numeral value. For example, enter V as the start value instead of 5. The increment value, however, remains an Arabic number. To designate a numbering style for the pages selected that is not an option in the Style section, type the desired label into the alphanumeric page number field, being sure to also click the radio button next to the alphanumeric page number field. You cannot increment page numbers entered into the alphanumeric page number field. For example, with 5 pages selected and A entered into the alphanumeric page number field, all 5 selected pages will be labeled as page A instead of page A, page B, etc. If you need this numbering to occur, you must select each page individually and type in the correct page designation in the alphanumeric page number field for each individual page. The alphanumeric page number field is meant as an alternative space to enter page numbering information only. Any numbers that are entered into this field that do not relate to page numbering will be incorrectly read by the citation resolver as page numbers. To indicate implied page numbers, for example, expressing page numbers that are not actually asserted in the physical book, click the Implied checkbox. This page number will display in brackets according to whatever numbering style was chosen. Implied numbering can also be used when the page number is an obvious misprint. For example, page 346 where you would expect page 643, or when part of the page number is missing or obscured. Once you have chosen all desired options, click Assign to assign these values to the pages selected, or click Replace to replace every page destination already existing for the selected pages. Press Cancel to get out of the Indicated Pages pop-up box. To remove existing page destinations and leave the pages blank, select the pages and clear all. If you are working on a page with a plate and it has both a page number and a plate number, use the prefix field to enter the plate information. For example, you are on page 105 and it has a plate numbered PLIV. Put PL for comma page in the prefix field and 105 in the alphanumeric page number field. Remember, if the plate on that page has captions, it should be assigned as both text and illustration page types. So let's talk about adding year, volume, and piece information. This data is essential for machine-to-machine communication and citation resolution. Year is required for all items. Volume is required for journal items. Use piece where applicable. Data entered for year, volume, and piece is not displayed in any user interface, but is essential for normalizing information about an item's contents in a format useful to a computer. External programming tools and services rely on the cleanest possible data to run queries against datasets such as the BHL website. The year should reflect the year of that page and not a range of years. Please be sure that the volume information is numeric with no prefixes. For example, you would enter 65 for this item, not V65. Pagination status. An item that hasn't had its pagination status manually updated will have a new pagination status. Once you've locked an item for editing, the item's pagination status will change to In Progress. Locked items can only be edited by the person who locked them. If you decide to unlock an item, its status will change to Incomplete. click on Complete to update the item's pagination status. Complete pagination status does not prevent further editing, since completed items can always be locked again for editing. As you work more with paginating items, you'll find your own workflow that works best for you. All of these components will come together when you start paginating on your own. For more information, please refer to our pagination documentation in the BHL Help Wiki.